Are you in the market for a travel guitar? Well, did you know that Donner has quite an extensive lineup now of different travel guitars? Well, I would specifically want to look at the Hush I line. You've got the original Hush I and the Hush I Pro. What are the differences between these two, and which one is the right one for you to bash out those first position chords when you're huddling around a warm campfire? Well, I'm going to bash out said first position chords to see if I can help you figure that out. Hey there, I'm Dan, the self-proclaimed lonely rocker. Thank you so much for joining me today. Actually, it's Grandpa Rocker today in my warm, fuzzy sweater. I am in Canada and it's cold outside, and I'm dreaming of traveling somewhere warm and perhaps bringing one of my travel guitars with me.
Nice segue, buddy.
Yeah, not bad, eh? Anyways, Donner has asked me to make this video for you because they do have a more extensive lineup of travel guitars now. I've actually covered a couple of them here on the channel. The Hush I line is their acoustic electric travel guitar, and the Hush X on the end there is their electric travel guitar. Now the focus today is on the Hush I and the Hush I Pro. What are the differences between the two? As I see it, there's about 3 major differences between these, maybe some subtle things, but we're gonna put them head to head, right from the headless head down to the bottom, see what the difference is, to see if I can help you decide which one might be the right one for you. So let's dive right in. Well, it all starts with the head stock, but neither of them has one. Both the Hush I and the Hush I Pro share a headless design. The ball ends of the strings are fed from this end. The bracket on both is of equal high quality metal and comes in different finishes depending on the color of the guitar. This is a stylish feature of both guitars and serves as a convenient way to hang and display your guitar. From here, the strings run over a bone nut. They are both cut equally well. The strings pass through nice and straight. Oh look, they both have a neck and a fretboard, but how do they compare? The necks on both are all wood and are made of mahogany or maple depending on the finish. The darker finishes have a laurel or rosewood fretboard, and the lighter finishes are maple. Both guitars have an asymmetrical neck profile that gets wider and flatter as you move up the neck, and they both share a very smooth finish, and they both have nicely polished frets. For those of you that like to adjust your own guitars, it should be noted there are some subtle differences with how you access and adjust the truss rod. The truss rod access for both is where the neck meets the body. On the Hush I, you simply open the compartment and use the provided Allen key to make your adjustments. The Hush I Pro has a spoke wheel. A tool is provided to make this adjustment. By the way, I just wanted to thank Donner for sponsoring this video, but I have 2 non-sponsored, unbiased reviews of the Hush I and the Hush X. That's going to be in the description if you want to check it out. And just to note, I don't get paid for any sales of any products in the Donner store, but I have secured a 10% discount for you just for watching this video. So if you want to purchase anything that Donner has to offer in their store, well, I'm going to have that information for you at the end of the video, just as a thank you for watching the video. All right, let's get back to it. So what about the bridge? The bridges on both guitars are identical and seem to be the same bone material as the nut. Neither has a way to adjust the height, but they are easily removed with the strings off. Like a traditional classical guitar, you can file these down if you want to lower the action of the guitar. All right, now I want to take a look at the bodies of the guitar, but I can't talk about the bodies without talking about the detachable frames because there is a significant difference between the two guitars. The body materials are the same as the neck, and the shape and feel are exactly the same. The big differences are with the frames. This is a brilliant design that keeps the size of the instruments smaller when traveling because you can detach them and pack them into the provided case. When playing the guitars, it creates a bigger outline for the guitar, making it easier to play sitting down, much like a full-sized guitar. The Hush I has the original frame design. While made of metal, it is thinner and lighter and requires the provided Allen key to remove or secure the frames to the body. The Hush I Pro has the newer metal frame design. It is more substantial, making it a bit heavier, but the push-pull connectors allow you to attach or detach the frames without the need of any tools or screws. Now, one thing these two guitars share is this very cool tuning system, but there's a very subtle difference between the two. Both guitars use the same tuning system. They are very stylish and are embedded into the body of the guitars. Both require the provided Allen keys to operate them, as this is hard to do with your bare hands. The Hush-I has an Allen key that is stored in a magnetic compartment right in the body of the guitar. This prevents it from falling out when playing or transporting the guitar. The Hush-I Pro has a key that integrates into the body design. It's also magnetic and is a bit more stylish than the Hush-I, but both are equally convenient. All right, now I want to discuss where these two guitars veer into two completely different directions, and that's with the onboard electronics. Both guitars have piezo pickups. The Hush-I has the standard piezo, and the Hush-I Pro has the upgraded piezo YF01S. To my ear, the pickup on the Hush-I Pro sounds a bit fuller. What do you think? And the biggest difference between the two is the built-in preamp. The Hush-I has the standard preamp with a phase switch, volume, high and low controls, an auxiliary input, and a headphone jack. This is powered with a standard 9-volt battery. It's a handy feature to have in your travel guitar that allows you to pop on some headphones and have some basic options to tweak the sound. However, there are no effects. The absence of even a basic reverb makes it kind of dry to listen to. However, you can plug it into external devices as you would any guitar, so you can customize your own sound the way you like. The Hush-I Pro has the upgraded H1 preamp system that comes loaded with all sorts of sound shaping tools, like the multi-effects module with overdrive, compression, and a boost, modulation, delay, and reverb. There's an IR module that simulates different acoustic guitar types, a 5-band EQ, and a built-in tuner. You can also easily bypass all of the effects so you can process the guitar with your own effects. The preamp is powered by a built-in rechargeable lithium battery. So two very similar yet different guitars depending on how you would plan to use them. So I'm curious, if you were faced with choosing these two guitars, what would be your number one deciding factor? Let me know in the comments. Well, there you have a look at the Hush-I and the Hush-I Pro. Now really it comes down to those three main things as I see it. Price. If you just need a basic travel guitar and you want to save a couple of bucks, you're certainly going to have a lot of fun with this one. I traveled with this one before this one even existed. And while I did note some things that I wish were a little bit better, which have been addressed as this product has evolved, it was great to have it there. I mean, traveling without a guitar is something I've done for years, and it was just nice to have one. I mean, it's really small. It fits in a suitcase or a carry-on, and it was just really convenient to bring with me. It didn't get in the way, and I had a guitar with me, and it was great. Now, one of the things that I did note in my original review about the Hush-I was the frame system, which I love, but you had to unscrew these little screws, and there's a risk of loss. You know, losing the screws, I almost dropped one. I was on a trail somewhere. And the way I see it is if you're going somewhere and you assemble the frames and you're using it for a couple of weeks and then you need to disassemble it once and then go home, I don't see a real major difference between the two because it really doesn't take that long to do it. And this push-pull system here is very convenient if you're in a situation where you need to assemble and disassemble the guitar frequently. This is a much better system for that. But if it's just like once in, once out, honestly, it doesn't really make that much of a difference. Now, this is a heavier frame. It does make the guitar a little bit heavier than this one. So if you want something a bit lighter, even more compact, then really that's where the Hush I think has an advantage. And of course, you're saving money with this one. And really the big difference between the two is the built-in module. You're going to get all the effects and the tuners and everything built in here. With the one caveat though, is this takes a regular battery, and you can throw a couple of batteries in your bag, where this is rechargeable. And if the thing dies, unless you have a battery pack with you, you have to wait for it to recharge. You can't swap that battery. So something to think about. So want to save a couple of bucks, save on some of the frills? Well, I think you're going to do well with the Hush I. Want to spend a little bit more and have all the Cadillac ride? Well, take a look at the Hush I Pro. Anyways, I hope that helps you. Hope you understand the major differences between these two guitars. If you have any questions, any thoughts at all, you can ask me in the comments. That's what it's there for. And don't forget, you do have a discount code. I do not get paid for any sales of this. This is a courtesy to you simply for watching this video. L Rocker, that will give you, I believe, a 10% discount really on any products in the Donner store direct, not on their Amazon store. That's available direct at the Donner store. So make sure to use that code if you are purchasing one of their products. Anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And while you're down there, well, I have mentioned these other guitars. I have featured both the Hush I and the Hush X. Why don't we go back on my vacation with the original one? I'm going to pop that right here if you want to check it out. And remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. I'll catch you in the next one.